West TV, and I'm back with another video. I wanted to because I was already reading my Bible or trying to get into my word, and I just wanted to, talk about, again, I did a video about the description of comparison and simile and metaphors, and how simile is like, they use the word like and as, and metaphor is like being like direct, saying some two different objects are the same, if that makes sense, are the same thing, right? So anyway, going into that, I wanted to read this. If you read the Song of Solomon, the Song of Solomon is a woman who is in love with King Solomon. She is a Shunammite woman who is mad. I mean, if you read this and make you blush, she's a mess. She is madly in love with King Solomon. And so I wanted to show you what a Shunammite woman is, right? A Shunammite woman was from the tribe of Issachar. Now, if you know the 12 tribes of Israel, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob and Leah, right, had a son, and his name is Issachar, right? Along with his brother Judah, Reuben, Simeon, I believe, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Benjamin, Joseph, Levi, to name a few, right? So he's a part of the 12 tribes. Now, in this Shunammite woman describes herself. She said, I am black, but comely. So she black, her skin is black, but she look good. That's what the word comely means. O ye daughter of Jerusalem. She letting them girls, them other Israelite women know, boo, 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 don't get this twisted. I look good. I'm dark and I look good. She goes, as the tents of Kedar and as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black. All right, by her own word, this Shunammite woman, look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun has looked upon me. So this Shunammite woman from the tribe of Issachar was a black woman. Now she's going to start going into the description of how she's going to go metaphoric crazy about how good looking Solomon is. But she's also going to go into description of his hue of complexion, as well the color of his hair and how he wore his hair. So I wanted to go in and read that as well. Hold on, I don't want to be missing any facts. Oh, and before you go on to say, okay, she could have been dark because he made it with somebody of Canaan. Well, not so. According to the Bible, right? He married the daughter of Joktan, which is the son of Eber. Joktan was the second son of the two sons of Eber mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. He descends from Shem. So Joktan Issachar, one of the 12 tribes' son, married a Hebrew woman, right? He married from the bloodline, or a Shemitic woman. He married from the bloodline of Shem, in which the Hebrew bloodline also comes from. Okay, so he did not marry outside of his race. So before anybody be like, oh, he married a Canaanite. The Shunammite woman, the Shunammite woman who is talking about basically Solomon, is from the tribe of Issachar, and she said she is black. She's black and she looked good. She's black because the sun kissed her. All right? There it is in your face. If she black, Issachar made it with Eber, Joktan's daughter, that mean they black too. Just to let y'all know, that's what I'm getting at. Right? Because where's she getting the blackness from? If one of the 12 tribes is her father, and her father married in his own bloodline, his family, that would mean that they both black. Just like, to give some context. But let's go into how she described Solomon, because she went insane. So anyway, she said, behold, thou art fair. Now fair, I wanted to give definition of the word fair, right? The etymology, the origins. Fair is a Germanic word, right? And it says fair means pleasing or attractive. So when they say he's fair, it did not mean he was white, right? It just meant he looked good. She gonna use that word fair a couple of times. Let's go back to it. She said, behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes. She just metaphor again. Within thy locks. He has locks. Within thy locks. Locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats. All right, so she gave a comparison. That word as is a comparison. A flock of goats. Well, we know that because we know woolly hair. And if you lock it, she said he has locks. So now you know that this man has locks and his hair is like a flock of goats. Right? That appeared from Mount Gilead. She talks about his teeth. His teeth are like a flock of sheep, right? Shorn, right? Shaved, right? And she's just talking about how clean and the color of it, right? And they all bear twins. He had some white, even teeth, is what she said. Not none barren among them, so ain't none missing. She goes, thy lips are like a thread of scarlet being red. Right? Scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Good speech, okay? Thy temples are like a piece of pomegranate. Now that threw me off. So I wanted to understand what that could mean. Okay, the temples are located at the side of the head, just above the cheekbone, okay? Side of the head, above the cheekbone. And it says, so I looked up what it could mean. And it says, when someone says your temples are like a pomegranate, it's a poetic way of complimenting your beauty, specifically your cheeks or the size of your face, by comparing them to the vibrant color and fullness of the ripe pomegranate, right? Okay, that's basically, and it goes your lips, okay, thy speech is comely, blah, blah, blah. It says, thy neck and she goes, thy neck, he had a long neck, okay, ain't nobody got time for that. Thy lips on spouse, drop milk under the tongue, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to get into the description. Okay, she goes, I'll eat my honeycomb, I've drunk my wine, blah, blah, blah. She was smoked. All right, she said, my beloved is white and ruddy, chiefest among the 10,000. Now, at first, I got confused with white and ruddy, because I'm like, oh, so you say he white and ruddy? I got generally white and ruddy, right? White generally refers to a pale or light skin tone, while ruddy describes a reddish or rosy complexion. So here's ruddy again in the Bible. Ruddy, the dark-skinned Israelite, right? Various forms of red. The dark-skinned Israelite. Complexions, ruddy, it goes, okay, the dark-skinned Israelite regarded as a ruddy complexion as a mark of beauty in some, I don't know, Old Testament passages, right? That's what this is giving. And then they showed the description of King Solomon, all right, the book that I'm reading right now. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks is bushy and black as raven. He had black locks. Okay, black locks. She said, behold, he is white and ruddy. Now, we see the description of ruddy, but she did say white, right? I'm not there yet. White, oh, yeah, we did. White generally refers to a pale complexion, right? So we're going to go on. Is he pale? Is King Solomon pale with locks? We're going to go on to find out. Okay, pomegranate, she says the same thing again. I'm going to get to the point, y'all. All right. She goes, thine head upon thee is like caramel. Now, it was hard to really get it. I understand it, right? I understand it when you're talking about somebody ruddy kind of color, right? And so she said, his head upon thee is like caramel, and the hair of thine head like purple, and the king is held. Okay, I didn't need that part. So again, remember, she said his hair was dark, and his hair was dark as a raven. So then when she goes on to say purple, she's just describing how dark King Solomon's hair was. And then she said, thine head upon thee is like caramel. Now, at first I was confused. Okay, y'all saw what I just showed. But then I read that the head like caramel can likely refer to the head shape, how it is held, suggesting a proud or majestic bearing, or possibly with a warm golden complexion, right? So it's saying that he could have had, when she said thine head upon thee is like caramel, she is talking about a warm, right? A warm golden complexion, which is the color of caramel. And so that we know she can't mean his hair, she then described his hair as purple, which we know she also described his hair previously as being as black as raven, his locks. So y'all already seen the picture that I showed before. We're going to put 2 and 2 together and bring in drill this on home. How did King Solomon look? By a Shunammite woman who is of the tribe of Issachar, who already described herself to be black because the sun kissed her, right? King Solomon, not that he would physically look like this man, but this is that color of caramel with black raven hair. You understand me? She is describing his physical hue and complexion as well as how dark his hair is. Because it says complexion, right? It can mean right here, right? Possibly with a warm golden complexion. We know that complexion is not describing hair, but to the face is what the first thing you see is describing one's hue of complexion, right? So it is suggested here, matter of factly, that King Solomon was a caramel colored man with dark locks, because she spoke of his locks. So without it, and her being a Shunammite woman, we know that King Solomon comes from the tribe of Judah through David, who is the son of Jesse, right? So we know they come from that bloodline, which goes back to Jacob, which goes back to Abraham, which goes back to Shem, which goes back to Noah, right? So we know that Issachar dated or married a daughter of Joktan, which is the son of Eber, which is the son of Shem, which is the son of Noah, which is the son of Lamech, which is the son of... y'all get how I'm about to start going all the way back? These people are letting you know, matter of factly, that without reasonable doubt, with ocular proof, we have already substantiated that the Hebrews in Jerusalem are a dark-skinned people. They are what we called black. Black. I already did this. This is not metaphoric, except for how because the moment you use like, that's a comparison. The moment you use as, that is a comparison. You understand? Metaphors are taking two completely different, how do they describe that? Two completely different objects and making it one. So when you say somebody eyes are stars, that literally means that somebody's eyes are stars, like they the shape of a star. They got stars for eyes. Does that make sense? But if you say that they're like stars, okay, comparison, it can just be describing the brightness thereof, right? Or how fierce it looks, right? There's a comparison there. So we know that this is not metaphoric. So this woman letting you know without a shadow of a doubt, King of Solomon, hue of complexion was caramel. His hair, he wore locks, clearly is what she stated, and his locks was black, and he had some pink ass lips, because she said that his lips were the color of, and we know dark skinned men with pink lips. Why? I don't know if that's like hyperpigmentation in reverse. I don't know why they have pink lips. Don't ask me. We're going too far back. I got in Ecclesiastes, and we weren't trying to do that. But does that make sense? I wanted to just kind drill that on home. So I got a photo, right? Because this is what somebody drew. It's not, you know what I mean? This is a picture of what they said is the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. You get what I mean? Like, I hope I make sense. Anyway, this was just me, just the same way I made the video about Jesus Christ when John was given a vision and he seen the Son of Man, and I just gave the description on how it is not metaphoric when they described his features. It is not metaphoric when they said that his feet was like unto fine brass burned in a furnace. There was no metaphor. He was giving a comparison and description of the color of Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christ's feet in spirit, right? Because we know that we could not find Jesus Christ's body. Why? Because he went from being celestial to terrestrial, or flip it, whichever one meant the other one. He went spiritual, where you could still feel him, right? But and then he went up, and then his spirit. Anyway, that's too much for me to explain. Y'all get what I'm saying. This is Skin Pro with Truth TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay up, stay blessed. Put God first above all else. Peace out. Bye for now.